Right. So we will start from the review exercises. So I'll put an R for review exercises. Right. So under that we have part 1. So what do we have? Complete the second table using the fractions in the first table. Right. So we have been given several fractions there. So we have to select them. So first of all we have unit fractions. Right. So unit fractions are what? When we think about a fraction like 3 by 8, so this is a fraction, this is the numerator, this is the denominator, right? So unit fractions are what? In unit fractions, the numerator is always 1, something like 1 by 50. The numerator is always 1. Okay, what are those fractions? So we have 1 by 7. Then we have 1 by 15. Then we have 1 by 3. Right. Then proper fractions. Proper fractions. What are proper fractions? Something like this. Let's take 3 by 50. So here, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So those kinds of fractions are what? Proper fractions. Right. So what do we have? We have 4 by 5. Right. Then we have 5 by 7. Right. Then we have 4 by 9. Right. Then we have 7 by 12. Right. Then we have 7 by 8. Right. Then we have 23 by 50. 23 by 50. Right. So these are the proper fractions. So this is an example. Make an example like this. Right. Make an example. Right. So the next one, improper fractions. Like let's take the same numbers and I'm going to write it reverse. 50 by 3. So this is an improper fraction. What does that mean? Here the numerator is larger than the denominator. Right? Okay. So what are those fractions? So we have 9 by 4. 9 by 4. Then we have 19 by 15. 19 by 15. Okay. Then we have 11 by 9. 11 by 9. Then we have 22 by 7. 22 by 7. Then we have 8 by 7. 8 by 7 and also 6 by 5. 6 by 5. Right. Then we will move to the next question. Question number 2. Fill in the blanks in the following table. Fill in the blanks in the following table. So the first row we have mixed number. Then the next row we have improper fractions. Right. So the first one we have is 2.5. Right. So we know what will be the improper fraction of this. 5 by 2. 5 by 2. Right. How do we get it? Right. Take 2.5. So this is a mixed number. Every mixed number can be converted into what? An improper fraction. And also every improper fraction can be converted into a mixed number. Right? So here the denominator will be the same. How do we get the numerator? 2 times 2, that is 4 at the 1. So this becomes a 5. Then the next one we have, right, so here I'll draw a line under the fraction, right? Okay. So the next one, that is also what? Another mixed number, 1 and 3 by 5. So the denominator will be the same. How do we calculate the numerator? 5 times 1, 5 times 1, that is what? 5, and add a 3. So we get what? 8. So this will be 8 by 5. Right, the next one, what do we have? 3 and 5 by 6. 3 and 5 by 6. Right, so what will be the improper fraction? The denominator will be the same, which is 6. How do we calculate the numerator? 6 times 3, that is 18. To that we add a 5. So we get what? 23. So 23 by 6. 23 by 6. So in the next part, we have been given the improper fraction. We have to come up with the mixed number, right? So here, anyway, the denominator will be the same. So how do we come up with the numerator? We know if we multiply 2 by 3, we get a 6 and add a 1 to get to where? 7. Okay, so the next fraction that has been given to us is 16 by 3. So we need to convert this into what? Just as before, a mixed number, right? So we know the denominator will be the same. So in this case, it will be 3. And we know 3 into 5, what is that? 15. And we add a 1 to get to 60, right? So when we convert 16 by 3 into a mixed number, it will be what? 5 and 1 by 3. So the next fraction that we have is what? 22 by 5. When we convert this fraction into a mixed number, the denominator will be the same. So here it will be 5. So we know 5 into 4, that is 20. Add a 2 to get to 22, right? So this is the answer that they are expecting us to give. So when we convert 22 by 5 into a mixed number, it will be 4 and 2 by 5. Right. Question number 3. Fill in the blanks. Okay. Right. So part A, we have a fraction 1 by 4. It has been, the numerator has been multiplied by a number. Okay. The denominator has been multiplied by a number as well. Right. So here we have to write the resultant fraction. Okay. So you need to understand here the denominator has been multiplied by 3. So we need to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. 4 times 3, that is 12. In the same manner, 1 times 3. Right. So the next one, B. What do we have? The fraction is 2 by 3. Right. So the resultant fraction, the denominator is 12. Right. Okay. So just as here, how do we convert this numerator, which is a 3, into a 12? We have to multiply that by 4, no? So we get 12. So we have to do the same thing to the numerator, right? So 2 times 4, we get 8, right? 2 times 4, we get 8. So the numerator is what? 8. Right. Question number 3, under that, part C. So what do we have? We have been given 2 by 7, okay? And if you consider the other fraction, we have been given the denominator, right? So the numerator we have to find. Okay. So how do we convert a 7 into a 14? We can multiply the denominator by 2. Now, these are fractions, right? Since we are multiplying the denominator by a 2, that means definitely we have to multiply the numerator by a 2 as well. So we know 2 into 2, what is that? 4. Okay. So here the denominator will be 4. Right. Simple D. So here we have been given the fraction 4 by 16. So on the answer side or the equivalent fraction, the numerator and the denominator both has not been given to us. Right. Okay. So we have to come up with a valid equivalent fraction for 4 by 16. Okay, so we all know 2 methods, right? 2 methods in regards to converting a given fraction into its equivalent fraction. So one method is multiplication and the other method is what? Division, right? So when we are multiplying, right, we have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same whole number, right? So in this case, I will multiply both the denominator and the numerator by 8. So 4 into 8, we know that is 32. 16 into 8, what is that? 10 into 8, we know that is 80. 6 into 8, we know that is 48. 80 plus 48, we know that is 128. Right? So that means 4 by 16 and 32 by 128, both are what? Equivalent fractions. But here we use what? We use the multiplication method. Multiplying both the denominator and the numerator by the same whole number in order to get the equivalent fraction of 4 by 16. So this fraction and this fraction both are equal. Right, so now we will consider the division method. Okay, now in the division method, we divide both the numerator and the denominator of a given fraction by using the same whole number. Notice that we divide. We divide both the numerator and the denominator by the same whole number. Okay, so I can divide both of these numbers, or numerator and the denominator, by what? 4. 4 divided by 4, that is 1. 16 divided by 4, that is 4. Now 4 by 16 and 1 by 4 are what? Equivalent fractions. Right? So here we have used what? The division method. So kindly note that the answers may be different depending upon the whole number that you choose either to multiply or divide. Okay. E. What do we have? 8 by 20. 8 by 20. So we have a complete blank here. So that is equal to, only the numerator has been given of the resultant fraction. Right. How do we convert this 20 into a 5? By division. Right. So 20 divided by 5, 20 divided by 4, what do we get? 5. So the denominator has been divided by 4 to get to 5. So in the same manner, we have to divide the numerator by 4 as well. So we get 2. Right? So here, the numerator will be what? Of the resultant fraction, the numerator is 2. Right? So we have to write the process here. 8, we have to divide it by 4. 20, we have to divide it by, right? So the thing that you need to remember, what are these fractions? Equivalent fractions, right? So when we talk about equivalent fractions, right, we will take this fraction, right? So 8 by 20, the next part, so that will be f. So we have been given a fraction 10 by 12. The numerator has been given of the resultant fraction, right? How do we convert this 10 into a 5? We have to divide it by 2, no? So the numerator has been divided by 2. In the same manner, the denominator should be divided by 2 as well. So we get 6. So in this fraction, the denominator will be 6. 21 by 30, that is equal to something, but the denominator is 10. We don't know the numerator. How do we convert this 30 into a 10? By dividing it by 3. So definitely we have to divide the numerator by 3 as well. So we get what? 7. H. So we have what? 75 by 100. 75 by 100. Okay. So we have to come up with what? We have to come up with the equivalent fraction. Right? So either we can multiply or either we can divide. Right? So first of all, I will multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. So what will we get? 150 by 200. And another way, 75 by 100, I will divide the numerator by 25 and also I will divide the denominator by 25. Then we will get what? 3 by 4. Right? Okay. Right. Question number 4. Write the fractions in each of the following parts in ascending order. So the first one, what do we have? We have 1 by 7, 1 by 3, 1 by 10, 1 by 2. So ascending means what? From the smallest value to the largest value. So all of the fractions are what? Take a look at the numerator. All of the fractions are unit fractions, right? So, and the other thing, take a look at the denominators. We have a 7, 3, 10 and 2, right? We know when we compare unit fractions, right? Here, the denominator. What is the number? The number is 2. 2 is the denominator, the number is 2. Right? Think about this fraction. The denominator is what? 10. We know, imagine that these are integers. We know that 2 is less than 10 or 10 is greater than 2. 2 is less than 10. But in fractions, what happens? The reverse. You have to focus on the denominator. The fraction which has the larger number is the smallest fraction. Those are the smaller fractions. So in that manner, 1 by 10, that is the smallest fraction. Then after that, 1 by 7. So 1 by 10 and 1 by 7. When we compare these two fractions, 1 by 7 is the larger one, right? Then comes 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, that is the larger fraction. So this is the manner where when we arrange the given fractions in ascending order, this is the manner we get the answer. Right, part 2. So there we have a 2 by 5, 2 by 9, 2 by 11 and 2 by 3. Okay. Here the same thing, right? The numerators are same, no? So we can easily come up with the answer by observing the denominator. So just as before, right? Here 2 by 11 and the denominator is 11, no? So that is the largest number. So in fractions, that is the smallest fraction, 2 by 11. Then 2 by 9, then 2 by 5, then we have 2 by 3. Now part 3, we have a 2 by 3, 5 by 6, 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. Now here, we cannot find a pattern. Pattern in the sense, the denominators are not equal, and the numerators are also not equal. Right? Then what do we have to do? We have to come up with the what? Common denominator. Common denominator. Right? So what is the LCM of 3, 6, 2 and 4? So I'm going to pick 12. Right? Okay. So 2 by 3, I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by what? 4. So 8 by 12. Right? 8 by 12. Then I have 5 by 6. So I will multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So I will get 10 by 12. 10 by 12. Then half. Half means what? 6 by 12. Then I have 3 by 4. I am going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So I will be getting 9 by 12. 9 by 12. Right. Now, see, the denominators are same. So we can easily come up with the answer. So we have to arrange the given fractions into ascending order. So 6 by 12, that is the smallest fraction. Then comes to what? 8 by 12, right? Then we have 9 by 12. Then we have 10 by 12. So now the thing is, we have to leave the answer from the fractions that have been given to us. So 6 by 12 means what? Right, I will write the answers here. So 6 by 12 means what? 1 by 2. Okay. Then 8 by 12 means what? 8 by 12 means 2 by 3. Right? Then 9 by 12 means what? 9 by 12, that means 3 by 4. Right? Then finally 10 by 12, so that is 5 by 6. 5 by 6. So that will be the answer. Okay, part 4. So what do we have? 4 by 5, then 5 by 8, then 3 by 4, then 1 by 2. So the same thing, right? We have to come up with the common denominator or LCM, right? So we have 5, 8, 4 and 2, right? 2, 4, 5 and 8. So we will divide this by 2. 1, 2, 5 and 4. Again we will divide this by 2. 1, 1, 5 and 2. Again we will divide this by 2. 1, 1, 5 and 1. Then we will divide this by 5. 1, 1, 1, 1. 2 times 2, that is 4. 4 times 2, that is 8. 8 times 5, that is 40. That means what? The least common multiple is 40. So take 4 by 5. So I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 8. So I will be getting 32 by 40. Right. 32 by 40. Then 5 by 8. I am going to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 5. So I will be getting 25 by 40. 25 by 40. Right. Then 3 by 4. I will be multiplying the denominator by 10 and the numerator by 10 also. So 30 by 40. 30 by 40. Then half means what? 20 by 40. Right, now it is easier for us to do the comparison. So by observing the numerators, right? 20 by 40, that is the smallest fraction here. Then we have 25 by 40. Then we have 30 by 40, right? Then we have finally 32 by 40. But now we have to leave the answers using the fractions that have been given to us. So 20 by 40 means what? Half. 25 by 40 means what? 5 by 8, right? 30 by 40 means what? 3 by 4. 32 by 40 means what? 4 by 5. So this should be the answer. Right, question number 5. 3/4 of a tank which was completely filled with water was used by a household for its needs on a certain day. What fraction of the tank still held water by the end of the day? In the beginning of the day, right, this entire tank has been filled with water. And at the end of the day, some amount has been used, right? During the day, some amount has been used, right? So the amount that has been used, when we represent that as a fraction, that is what? 4 by 3. Then what is the remaining amount? Which is this. What do we have to do? From the entire tank, when it was filled, from the entire tank, so we can take it as a 1. So from that, we have to subtract 3/4. So 1 means what? 4 by 4. I have to 4 by 4 කියලා ගත්තේ. මෙතන denominator එක 4යිනේ. Right? So from that, we can subtract 3/4. So what will it be? 1 by 4. The remaining amount. හරි? මෙන්න මේ ටික කොච්චරද? 1 by 4. Right. Question number 6. If the two pieces of wire A and B are of unequal lengths, that means both of the wires, the lengths are different. Is 1/3 of the length of A equal to 1/3 of the length of B? Or are they unequal? Give reasons to your answer. So what will be the answer? The lengths are unequal. Why is that? The reason is the total length of A is not equal to the total length of B. Okay, question number 7. If the two shaded regions of the circular lamina that has been divided into 8 equal parts, note that 8 equal parts as shown in the figure are cut out and discarded. What fraction of the total lamina is remaining? Right. So the entire circular lamina has been divided into 8 equal parts and 2 of them were taken out. So they are asking what is the remaining amount. So what do we have to do? We have to subtract 2 by 8 from the whole. Sampurnekin. Right? So here 1, since this fraction the denominator is 8, we can convert this 1 into 8 by 8. 8 by 8 minus 2 by 8. So here what do we get? 6 by 8. So we can further simplify this as well by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2. 3 by 4. Okay, part 2. What fraction of the total lamina is exactly half of the remaining portion equal to? Right. So we know the remaining portion as a fraction is what? 3 by 4. So we need to multiply this by what? Half. Or we need to take half of this. If we take half of 3 by 4, we know that we arrive at the same thing. 3 by 4, we have to multiply by half. Right? So 3 times 1, that is 3. 4 times 2, that is 8. So the answer is what? 8 by 3. Right. Question number 8. So we have to simplify. Okay, under that part 1. So we have 3 fractions. All the denominators are same. In this case, it is 5. So we can simply add the numerators. So 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 4, that is 9. So we have to simplify this. So what will it be? 1 and 4 by 5. So that is the answer. 1 and 4 by 5. Right. So actually there are several ways of getting the answer. I will start from the usual way. So here the denominators are not same, no. So we have to come up with the least common denominator or the LCM. So we have 2, 3 and 5. So what will be the least common denominator? 2 times 3, that is 6. 6 times 5, that is 30. Right. So half means what? 15 by 30. Right? Okay. So that in the sense, take half. So we have to convert the denominator into a 30. So what do we have to do? We have to multiply the numerator by 15 and the denominator by 15. So this becomes what? 15 by 30. Right. Then we have what? 2 by 3. So we have to multipy the denominator by 10 and the numerator by 10. So we get 20 by 30. 20 by 30. Right. Take 4 by 5. We have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 6. We are trying to convert the denominator into a 30, no? Right? So we get what? 24 by 30. 24 by 30. Right. Now all the denominators are same. So we can just simply add the numerators as it is. So 15 plus 20, that is 35. 35 plus 24, that is 59. 59 by 30. Right. So now we have to convert this into what? Mixed number. So it will be 1 and 29 by 30. 1 and 29 by 30. Right. So as I had said to you, there's another way where we can get the answer. Okay. So according to the BODMAS rule, we have to start from here. No, we need to add. So we have to start from the half, then work our way in this direction. Right. Okay. So 1 by 2, we have to add 2 by 3. What do we do? Take this one and multiply it by 3. Cross multiplication. 1 times 3, we know that is what? 3. Take this 2, multiply this by this 2. Cross multiply in this direction. First cross multiply in this direction, 1 to 3, then 2 to 2 in this direction. 2 times 2, we know that is 4. So here, since we are going to add, the mathematical operation will be what? Plus. Then what do we have to do? We have to come up with the numerator. 2 times 3, that will be 6. So when we simplify these two fractions, we get what? 7 by 6. Right? Then still, the simplification is not over. We have to add 4 by 5. So just as before, in this direction, we cross multiply. 7 times 5, we get what? 35. in this direction we cross multiply. 4 times 6, we get 24. Then what will be the denominator? 6 times 5, that is 30. Right? Now 35 plus 24, what is that? 59. 59 by 30. So we have to simplify this into mixed number. So it will be what? 1 and 29 by 30. So that is the answer. So we arrive at the same answer. So now the third part. So we have 1 and 1 half. To that we have to add 2 and a quarter. Then we have to subtract 1 and 2 by 3. So here also there are several methods where we can get the answer, right? Okay, so I will start from the usual method, right? Okay. So first of all we have to convert this into what? Improper fraction. So this will be what? 3 by 2. Then same thing here. So this will be what? 9 by 4. Same thing here. That means we have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So this will be what? 5 by 3. Now we have to come up with the least common denominator. So here it will be 12, right? So 3 by 2, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 6. So 18 by 12. So this will be 18 by 12. Then 9 by 4, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So this will be 27 by 12. 27 by 12. From that, we have to subtract 3 by 5. So we have to convert it into a fraction where the denominator is 12. So I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by what? 4. 20 by 12. 20 by 12. Right. Now we have to simplify. So start from here, work our way to the this side, BODMAS. Okay. So we have to add these together. So 10 plus 20, we have a 30. 30 plus 15, that is 45. 45 by 12. Minus 20 by 12. Right? 40 minus 20, we have a, 45 minus 20, 25. So this will be what? 25 by 12. So further, we have to simplify this. So this is 2 and 1 by 12. 2 and 1 by 12. So there's another way of coming up with the answer. So I will do that as well. Right? So 1 and half I can break into what? 1 plus half. 2 and a quarter I can break it as what? 2 plus quarter. Minus 1 and 2/3 I can break it into what? 1 minus 2/3. මෙතන minus තියෙන්නේ ඒකන්න මේක කඩනකොට අඩු කිරීම එක අඩු කිරීම ඒ කියන්නේ -1 minus 2 by 3. එහෙම තමයි බෙදෙන්න ඕන. කඩන්න ඕන. Right. Now 1 plus 3. Take the whole number parts. 1, 2 and 1. So here, I'll simply rewrite this. So it will be clear for you. 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus half plus 1 by 4 minus 2 by 3. අපිට ඕන මේ දෙන්න සුළු කර දාන්න පුළුවන්. So here the outcome will be what? A positive 2. So මේ තුන් දෙනාගෙන හිතුවොත් එහෙම මොකද කරන්නේ? Just as before, we have to come up with the least common denominator. Or we can do the simplification method, right? අපිට මෙන්න මේ ටිකම simplify කරලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන්, right? අර මම කලින් ගාන කිව්ව short method එකෙන්. Right? අපි එහෙම කරලා බලමු. So 1 by 2 we have to add 1 by 4. So we need to cross multiply in this direction. So 1 times 4, that is 4. ඊළඟට මෙන්න මේ පැත්තෙන් cross multiply කරනවා. 2 times 1, that is 2. Then 2 times 4, we get 8. So this will be what? 6 by 8. එතකොට මේ දෙන්නගේ outcome එක තමයි 6 by 8 කියලා කියන්නේ. Now from that we have to subtract what? 6 by 8. From that we have to subtract 2 by 3. Now cross multiply in this direction. 6 times 3, that is 18. Cross multiply in this direction. 2 times 8, that is what? 16. Then 8 times 3, that is 24. So what will be the outcome here? 2 by 24. So we can simplify this as what? 1 by 12. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ simplification එකේ output එක මොකක්ද? Positive 1 by 4. So plus positive 1 by 12. So when we simplify this, we get what? 2 and 1 by 12, just as before. Right. Part 4. What do we have? Half of, right? 4 by 5, to that we have to add 4 by 5, we have to add 2 by 3. So we have to do the simplification according to the BODMAS rule. So we have to start from the brackets, right? So we will do the short method, right? So here we get what? 5 plus 4. So we have to add 2 by 3, no? So 4 times 3, that is 12. 5 times 2, that is 10, right? Then 5 times 3, that is 15. So it will be the denominator. So here the output will be what? 22. 22 by 15, right? So half of 22 by 15. So what do we do? Half of 22, sorry, this of means what? Multiplication. So we will rewrite this like this, right? So we will replace of with the multiplication symbol. So 2 times 1, 2 times 11. So here 1 times 11 and 1 times 15. So the answer is what? 11 times 15. Answer is 11 times 15. Right, part 5. So we have what? 4 and a half. From that we have to subtract 3 by 5. Right? Then we have to multiply that by what? 1 and 2 by 13. So just as before, using the BODMAS rule, we have to simplify the bracket first, right? So here what do we have? We have to convert this mixed number into a improper fraction. So the denominator will be 2 and the numerator will be 9. So minus 3 by 5. Still they are inside the bracket, and also we can simplify this. So the denominator will be 13. 13 times 1, that is 13. 13 plus 2, that is 15. Right. Okay. So we have to simplify the bracket now. So 9 by 2, we have to subtract 3 by 5. So we will use a shorter method. Cross multiply in this direction. So 9 times 5, we get 45. Now cross multiply in this direction. 2 times 3, that is 6. So we have to subtract. Then the denominator will be what? 2 times 5, that is 10. 45 minus 6, that is what? 39 by 10. Right. So here the outcome is what? 39 by 10. So we have to multiply that by what? 15 by 13. 13 times 1, 13 times 3. 5 times 3, 5 times 2. So here we get what? 3 times 3 into 2 times 1. So we get 9 by 2. So we have to simplify this. That means what? 4 and a half. 4 and a half. So this is the answer. Right, part 6. So there we have what? 1 and 2 by 5. 1 and 2 by 5. We have to multiply that by 5 by 7. So that is in brackets. So the whole thing we need to add to 3 by 4 divided by half. 1 half. So now we have to do the simplification. Right. So these are two brackets now. So using the BODMAS theory, simultaneously we can do the simplification. But we will do it one by one. First of all, we will simplify this bracket, then we will go to this bracket. Right. So here we have what? 1 and 2 by 5. We have to multiply that by 5 by 7. So this is a mixed number. So we have to convert it into what? Improper fraction. So the denominator will be the same. What will be the numerator? 5 times 5 times 1, that is 5. To that add the 2. So this becomes 7. Multiply that by 5 by 7. Then what happens? The outcome will be what? I can cancel off the 7s and also I can cancel off the 5s. So the outcome will be 1. Right? So here the outcome is 1. Right. So I will just write the outcome. Outcome is 1. So when you are doing it, there should be your workings. සුළු කරපු හැටි තියෙන්න ඕන. හරි මම මෙතන මේ ඉඩමන්ගේ හන්ද තමයි මේ විදිහට ගත්තේ. Now we move to this fraction, right? So 3 by 4, we have to divide that by 1 by 2 or 1 half. So 3 by 4 multiplied by the reciprocal of this, which is 2 by 1. So 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 1 we get 3, 2 times 1 we get 2. So if we consider this bracket, the outcome is what? 3 by 2, and we have to add, right? So 1 and 3 by 2 means what? 1 half. So 1 plus 1 half, that means what? 2 and a half. That is the answer. Right, now we will go to part 7. So we have to follow the BODMAS rule. Then always, even if you are doing your term test or examinations, right, recheck, right? Because sometimes this division mark may appear to you as what? As an addition. හරි ඔය ටයිප් කරනකොට එකපාරට අපිට පේන්නේ නැහැ ඒක බලනකොට පේපර් එකේ ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් එක පේපර් එක උනත් එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන් right okay so first of all we have to simplify this now so 4 by 5 of what will be this so the denominator is 5 what is the numerator 5 times 2 that is 10 add the 2 this becomes 12 divide by what same thing here the denominator is 2 what will be the numerator 3 right so 4 by 4 now we have to follow the BODMAS rule so here we have to simplify these two first then we have to move to this BODMAS according to the BODMAS rule right so we replace off with the what multiplication symbol then 12 by 5 divide that by 3 by 2 okay so can we do some simplifications here no right okay then what do? We come to here, right? 4 by 5 multiplied by 12 by 5 divide by 3 by 2 we replace that division by a multiplication then write the reciprocal of 3 by 2 which is what? 2 by 3. Now can we do some simplifications here? Yes. 3 times 1, 3 times 4, right? Then 4 times 4 that is 16, 16 times 2 that is 32, 5 times 5 that is 25, 25 into 1 that is again 25. So now we have to simplify 32 by 25 into what? Into a mixed number. So it will be 1 and 7 by 25. So that is the answer. Right. Now we have part 8 okay 2 and 2 by 5 2 and 2 by 5 so we have to divide that by 1 half and we have to multiply that by what 4 by 5 okay so first of all we will convert these two mixed numbers into improper fractions right so here the denominator will be the same and the numerator will be what? 5 times 2 that is 10 add the 2 this becomes what? 12. Divide by the denominator here that will be the same 2 times 1 that is 2 add the 1 this becomes 3 into 4 by 5. Right now we have to follow the BODMAS rule right so we have to simplify first the division then we have to move to the multiplication part right so 12 by 5 I will replace the division into a multiplication symbol then we have to write the reciprocal of 3 by 2 so it will be what 2 by 3 right then here also 4 by 5 now we can simplify this entire thing right so 3 times 1 3 times 4 so we cannot simplify it anymore 4 times 2 that is 8 8 times 4 that is 32 5 times 1 that is 5 5 into 5 that is 25 so what will be the answer 1 and 7 by 25 right so now we will go to question number 9 what do we have mother who went to the market with 500 rupees in hand spent 300 rupees to buy vegetables and 150 rupees to buy fruits okay so we will write it 500 rupees right so that is the total amount of money that she had when she went to the market right so out of this 500 she spent 300 rupees to buy vegetables right and another 150 rupees to buy fruits Right. What fraction of the money in hand did she spend on vegetables? Right. So the amount of money she spends to vegetables that is 300 rupees. So she took 500 rupees in total when she went to the market. So we can simplify these two zeros and the outcome will be what? 3 by 5. Okay. So the next one. What fraction of the money in hand did she spend on fruits? The amount of money that she spent on fruits, what is that? 150 rupees. So she took 500 rupees in total, no? So now we have to simplify this. So I can cancel out these two zeros. Then 5 times 3, 5 times 10. So here the outcome is what? 3 by 10. So that is the amount. If she had planned to save a quarter of the money she had taken to the market, was she able to fulfill her plan? Give reasons for your answer. Right. So she planned to save a quarter from 500 rupees. No. So what is the amount? So 500 divided by 4. 500 means what? 5 into 100. I have to divide that by 4. So 4 times 1, 4 times 25. So 5 into 25, what will it be? 125. Right? So the amount of money, that is 125 rupees. That means what? A quarter from 500. But, so this is the third part. Huh? But she spent 300 rupees on vegetables, 150 on what? Fruits. So what is the total amount? 300 plus 150. What is the remaining amount? 500 minus 450, which is 50 rupees. So was she able to do it? No. Right? Why? She was planning to save 125, but actually she had, after she had completed the marketing, she had 50 rupees. So she was not able to do it. Right. So when we think about the third part of this question, there's another way of coming up with the answer. So this is part 3. So there's another method. Right. So we know that she spent 3/5 of the money that she took to the market for what? For vegetables. We know 150 rupees she spent for what? Fruits. Right? And we converted that amount into what? That amount also into a fraction. So that will be what? 3 by 10. 3 by 10. So this is the amount that she spent for what? Fruits. එතකොට දැන් මේවා හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ මේ මොනවද මේ මේකෙන් කියන්නේ කියලා. Right? So this is the amount that is given to us in fractions, symbolizing the amount of rupees that she spends for vegetables as a fraction. ගෙනිච්ච මුළු මුදලින් එළවලු වලට කොච්චරක් වියදම් වුණාද කියන එක fraction එකක් විදිහට හරවපුවාම 3න් 5යි. sorry 5න් 3යි. 3 by 5. මෙතන the same thing. මේ 3 by 10 කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? She spent 150 rupees for fruits, no? So when we represent that amount as a fraction, considering the total amount of money that she took, what will be it as a fraction? 3 by 10. ඒ කියන්නේ අම්මා 150ක් වියදම් කරලා තියෙනවානේ දැන් මේ ගානේ හැටියට fruits වලට. එතකොට ඒ ප්‍රමාණය, ඒ කියන්නේ 150 කියන එක ගෙනිච්ච මුළු මුදලින් fraction එකක් විදිහට හරවපුවාම අපිට එන්නේ මොකද්ද? 3 by 10. 3 by 10. දැන් ඔයාලට පේනවා ඇති දැන් මේ දෙක compare කරනකොට when we compare these two fractions, so it is somewhat, at the beginning it is somewhat difficult. Why? This fraction that has been given to us, the denominator is 5. Here the denominator is 10. එහෙනම් අපි මෙයාව denominator එක 10 කරගමු. right? So 3 by 5, we have to multiply the denominator by 2. Denominator and the numerator by 2. So we get what? 6 by 10. එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? She spent 300 rupees no, out of 500 rupees for what? Vegetables. When we convert that information into fractions, what will it be? 6 by 10. So 6 by 10 for what? Vegetables. 3 by 10 for fruits. What is the total amount? 3 by 10 plus 6 by 10. So this is fruits, this is vegetables. What is the total amount? 9 by 10. What is the remaining amount? What is the remaining amount? How will we calculate it? From 10 by 10, we subtract 9 by 10. Then what will be the answer? 1 by 10. So what is the amount that she actually tried to save? A quarter. So what is the amount finally she had saved in real life? 1 by 10. So she can't do it. She couldn't do it. Right. Question number 10. Satish, who left home on a journey, traveled a quarter of the journey by bicycle, 2/3 by bus, and the remaining portion by a 3-wheeler. Right. So this is part 1. Nah? What fraction of the total journey did he travel by both bicycle and bus? So what do we have to do? We have to add these two fractions, no? 1 by 4 to 2 by 3. So we can use a short method. 1 times 3, we get what? 3. 4 times 2, we get 8. Then we have to add them together. 3 plus 8. Then what will be the denominator? 4 times 3, that is 12. So we get what? 11 by 12. Then part 2. What fraction of the whole journey remained for him to travel by the 3-wheeler? Right? So how will we find it? From 1, we subtract 11 by 12. That means what? 12 by 12. From that we have to subtract 11 by 12. So what will be the answer? 1 by 12. 1 by 12. Right. And also just think, we even don't have to do the subtraction. Huh? So this is the total amount as a fraction which he traveled from what? From the bicycle and the bus. No? So the remaining amount, he used a 3-wheeler. No? So actually what is the remaining amount? Here we have 1 by 12. Then what is the remaining amount? We don't have to subtract 1 by 12. No? So that is the end of the questions. Exercise 3.1. Calculate the following quantities. Question number 1, part 1. Right, so we had half of rupees 5,000. Right, so what is that? Half, we replace off by what? By multiplication symbol, then 5,000. 2 times 1, 2 times 2,500. So what is the value? 2,500 rupees. Right, so the second one, what do we have? Quarter of 2,000 milliliters. Quarter of 2,000 milliliters. So just as before, we replace off by what? The multiplication symbol. So 4 times 1, 4 times 5. So what is the answer? 500 milliliters. We always have to put the unit. Okay, so the third one, what do we have? 3 by 4 of 200 meters. Right? So just as before, 3 by 4, we replace off by what? Multiplication symbol. Right? So 4 times 1, 4 times 50, 3 into 50, what is that? 150. So the answer is 150 meters. Part 4, what do we have? So there we have 3/5 of 250 kilograms, right? So 3/5 we have to multiply that by what? 250. 5 times 1, 5 times 50. 3 into 50, what is that? 150 kilograms. That is the answer. Right. Part 5, what do we have? 2/3 of 2.4 liters. Right. So 2/3 multiplied by 2.4. So 2.4, when we divide that by 3, what is it? 0.8. 2 into 0.8, what is that? 1.6 liters. Right, exercise 3.1, question number 1, part F. What do we have? 3/4 of 4.8 kilometers. Right, so that means what? 3/4, we have to multiply that by 4.8. So 4 into 1, 4 into 1.2. So that means 3 into 1.2. So 3.6, those are what? Kilometers. Right, question number 2. What do we have? Mr. Upul received 24,000 rupees as his salary last month. He spent 3/8 of it for travel expenses. Find the amount he spent for travel expenses. Right, so what do we have to do? 24,000. So from 24,000, how much did he spend? 3/8, right? So 8 times 1, 8 times 3,000. So 3,000 into 3, what is that? 9,000. So what is the amount? 9,000 rupees. Don't forget, you have to mention the answer with the unit. Question number 3. A household water tank was filled with water. When 3/4 of its volume was used up, there was 200 liters of water remaining in the tank. At the beginning, it was full. Then 3/4 has been used, right? So what will the remaining amount be? It has given to us as what? Remaining amount? It has been given to us as what? 200 liters. මෙන්න මේ ඉතිරිලා තියෙන ටික. right. එතකොට මේ ටික තමයි පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. 3/4. ඒ කියන්නේ පාවිච්චි කරපු amount එක fraction එකක් විදියට ගත්තොත් 3/4. What fraction of the whole tank was remaining volume of water equal to? What is that? 1/4, no? Right? So at the very beginning it was full, then 3/4 has been used, then what is the remaining amount? 1/4, right? Or a quarter. එතකොට මේක ගානක් විදිහට හදුවොත් කොහමද? 1 minus 3/4, that means what? 4 by 4 minus 3/4, then what will be the answer? 1/4. අපිට නිකන් උනත් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Second part of that question, find the capacity of the tank. Then මෙතන the remaining amount is what? 200 liters. And we know the remaining amount as a fraction also. That is a quarter. So 1/4 is equal to 200 liters. Right? Then what will be the full amount or the capacity? We have to multiply this by what? By 4. So it will be 800 liters. 800 liters. 3/7 of a plot of land belonged to Pradeep. He bought a quarter of the portion of land which did not belong to him and annexed it to his plot. Right. So under that we have 3 parts. So the first one is, first part, what fraction of the total plot of land did Pradeep buy? So in the question it says that Pradeep, right, Pradeep owned 3/7 of the land, no? Right? So he owned this amount. Then what did he do? He bought another quarter. So just imagine, so Pradeep owned 3/7 of the land. Then what will be the remaining amount of the land? So the lands are next to each other, no? So the remaining amount will be what? 4 by 7. Then actually he bought a quarter of the land from this amount. ඉතිරියෙන් එයා ගන්න නේ. ඉතිරිලා තියෙන ඉඩමෙන් ගන්න නේ. එයාගේ මේ ඉඩමෙන් ගන්නවා කියලා ගන්න නේ. ඉතිරිලා තියෙන ඉඩමෙන් තමයි එයා හතරෙන් එකක් ගන්න. Right? So how do we find the answer? From 4 by 7, from this amount of fraction, he buys another quarter. Right? So 4 by 7, we replace this off by the multiplication symbol. So we can cancel out this 4. So 1 by 7. So that is the answer. Okay, part 2. Show that Pradeep now owns more than half of the plot of the land. So I will come to this side. So this is part 2. At the moment, after he bought this part of land, what is the total amount of land that he has as a fraction? So before he had 3 by 7, no, 3 sevenths. Then he bought another seventh, right? Then what is the total amount? 4 sevenths, right? Then what do we have to do? We have to compare these fractions. Which one is larger? Right? To do that, we have to come up with the what? Common denominator. So between these two numbers, the common denominator is what? 14. So 4 by 7, I have to multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. So I get 8 by 14. So instead of 4 by 7, I can use 8 by 14. Half, 1 half, I will multiply the numerator by 7 and the denominator by 7. So 7 by 14. 7 by 14. Now we can compare them. So this fraction is larger. This fraction is larger. That means what? 4 by 7 is larger. Okay. Third part. If the area of the portion remaining after Pradeep had bought a part of it is 240 square meters, what is the area of the land owned by Pradeep in square meters? Right. So here, right, so this is the third part. The total amount of land that Pradeep bought, that is what? 4 by 7, no? So this belongs to Pradeep. So what is the remaining amount? Remaining amount as a fraction. That is what? 3 by 7, no? So actually, this is equal to what? This is equal to 240 square meters. Right? This is equal to 240 square meters. So what is 1/7 equal to? How do we find it? We have to divide 240 by 3. So we get what? 80. So that means 1/7 or 1 by 7 or 1/7 of the land is equal to what? 80 square meters. So what is the amount of land Pradeep owns as a fraction? 4 by 7. So we have to multiply this by what? 80 by 4. So we get what? 320 square meters. Okay, question number 5. Vishwa, who is saving money to buy a bicycle, has been able to save 5/8 of the required amount. He requires 2,700 rupees more to buy the bicycle. Right, so under that we have two parts. First part, what fraction of the value of the bicycle does he now need to save? So that is easy, no? So he had saved 5/8. So he still needs what? 3/8, no? Either 5 by 8. When we add 3 by 8, that becomes what? 8 by 8, no? 1 whole. So this is equal to 1, no? So this is the answer as a fraction, or we can take simply as what? 1 minus 5 by 8. So we get what? 8 by 8 minus 5 by 8. So the answer is 3 by 8. Alright? Find the value of the bicycle. Right. So in the question it says that he needs 2,700 rupees more to buy the bicycle. Right? So that means what? 3/8 are equal to 2700. That means 1 by 8 or 1/8 is equal to what? 2700 divided by what? 3. So that is 900. So what is the value of the bicycle? 900, we have to multiply that by 8, no? So we get what? 7200 as the value. So what is the value of the bicycle? 7200 rupees. 7200 rupees. Okay, question number 6. Muhammad wrote exactly half of his land in his daughter's name and 1/3 of his land in his son's name. He donated the remaining 10 acres to the charity. Right, so we will sketch it down. So half went to the daughter, third went to the son, and the remaining 10 acres went to the charity. Part 1. What fraction of the total plot of land did Muhammad donate to charity? So how do we calculate it? What is the logic there? We know half of the land went to the daughter, 1/3 went to the son, right? So the remaining amount, we know the remaining amount, but not as a fraction, as acres. So what do we have to do? We have to find the total amount of land which went to the daughter and the son. So we can calculate it, no? So we can get the value as a fraction, right? Then what do? We simply subtract that amount from the whole, right? Okay. So what do we need to do? 1/2, we need to add a 1/3, no? So here the denominators are not same. So we have to calculate the least common denominator. So the denominators are 2 and 3. So the least common denominator is what? Or the LCM, least common multiple is what? 6, no? So 1/2, I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So this becomes what? 3 by 6. So instead of half, I can use 3 by 6. Why? These two are equivalent fractions. So 3 by 6. Then 1 by 3. I can multiply the numerator and the denominator by what? 2. So this becomes what? 2 by 6. Right? 2 by 6. Then I have to add these together. So this becomes what? 5 by 6. Right. So what is this figure or the fraction? This is the total amount of land which went to the daughter and the son of Muhammad as a fraction. Then what is the remaining amount? 1/6, no? So මේක තමයි මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? charity එකට ගිහින් තියෙන්නේ නේ. Right. So this will be the answer. අපිට සුළු කරන්නම අවශ්‍ය නැහැ නේ. නිකන් හිතලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන් නේ. 6න් 5ක් මේ දෙන්නගේ නම් ඉතිරි 6න් එක තමයි charity එකට ගිහින් තියෙන්නේ. Right. Part 2. How many acres is the whole plot of land? So we know 1/6 of it is equal to 10 acres. Right? So what is the whole amount? 10, we have to multiply that by 6. So we get 60 acres. 60 acres of land. Right. So now we come to the third part. Since the land that was donated to charity was not sufficient, his daughter was willing to give a portion of what she received so that the land that the charity received would be double the initial amount. Show that when this is done, the plots that the daughter and the son have are equal in area. For this part, we will take the total amount of land as what? 6 by 6, right? So from 6 by 6, the daughter received half, no? That means what? 2 times 1, 2 times 3. So here we have what? 3 by 6. So this went to the daughter initially. So I will put a D here. That stands for daughter. Think about the son. A third went, no? So we have to multiply this by 1/3. 3 times 1, 3 times 2. So we get what? 2 by 6. So this amount went to the son. The remaining amount, as we know, went to charity, no? Now, the daughter decides to give more land to the charity. He decides to double it. So, doubling means when you think about the charity, at the moment the charity has 1/6 of the land. So double means what? We need to add another same amount, no? So this becomes what? 2 by 6. Or to put it simply, take 1 by 6 multiplied by 2, no? For this part, we won't be doing the simplification because it will be easier for us to compare. නැත්තම් මට මෙයයි සුළු කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි එහෙම කරන්නේ නැතුව අපිට fractions compare කරන ලේසි වෙන හන්ද අපි මෙහෙම තියාගමු. එතකොට මෙයා double කරා කියන එක අපිට මෙහෙම ගන්නත් පුළුවන් නේ 2/6 කියලා. Without doing the simplification නේ. දෙකම සමානයි. Who gave the extra 1/6 the daughter? එහෙනම් මෙයා ගාව කොච්චරක් තිබ්බද? Initially she had 3/6. අපි මේව දැන් මෙන්න මේ අපි තියාගමු simplify කරන්න නැතුව. හරි එතකොට අපිට මේ ගාන තේරුම් ගන්න ලේසි. නැතුව මට මේ simplify කරන්න අමතක වෙලා එහෙම නෙමෙයි ඈ. Right. So after giving the land 1/6 of land, what is the amount that the daughter has? 3/6 minus 1/6, 2/6. Hurry. Then එහෙනම් බලමු. After giving the land, amount of land to the charity, the daughter has what? 2/6. Son, so he didn't give any amount to the charity, no? So he has the initial amount, which is 2/6. Then the charity, from the beginning, the charity had 1/6. Received again another 1/6. So what will be the amount? 2/6. 2/6, 2/6, 2/6. Now all three of them has the same amount of land. Even if we simplify this, this becomes 1/3. This also becomes 1/3. This also becomes 1/3. So all three of them have the same amount of, all three of, in the sense, the daughter, the son and the charity now has the same amount of land as a fraction. Right. Question number 7. Black pepper and cloves have been cultivated in 7/8 of a plot of land. Black pepper has been cultivated in 450 square meters while cloves has been cultivated in 1/4 of the land. And under that we have 3 parts. So first part, what is that? The fraction of land on which black pepper has been cultivated. Right. So both black pepper, so I'm going to just put pepper here. Pepper and cloves were cultivated. Right? So the total amount of land as a fraction is what? 7/8. And when we talk about black pepper, so this has been cultivated on 450 square meters of land. Cloves, so that has been cultivated in 1/4 of the land. So in the question, what are they asking? On the first part, in fraction of land, the fraction of land on which black pepper has been cultivated. Right. So in the question, it says both have been cultivated on this amount of land, which is 7/8. And out of that, 1/4 is what? Cloves. Right? Then we know the total amount of land which both pepper and cloves has been cultivated, right? We know the amount of land where only cloves has been cultivated. So by subtracting the values, we can get the amount of land where only the black pepper has been cultivated, right? So how do we find it? 7/8 or 7/8, we have to subtract 1/4. So between these two, the least common denominator is what? 8. So 7/8, we have to subtract what? 2/8. So here we get what? 5/8. The area of the whole land. Right. So we have been indicated or given in the question, the land where only the pepper has been cultivated is 450 square meters. So we know 5/8, that is equal to 450 square meters. So what is 1/8 equal to? 450, we have to divide it by 5, no? So that is 90 square meters. So in the question, what are they asking? The area of the whole land. So what do we have to do? Take 90 and multiply it by 8. So 720 square meters. That is the answer. Right, so in the next part, they are asking the area in which cloves has been cultivated. Black pepper that has been cultivated in 5/8 of the land. And the total amount of land which both of, that means the pepper and the cloves, black pepper and the cloves has been cultivated, that is what? 7/8. Then by subtracting these two, we can get the amount of land where only the cloves has been cultivated. So that is what? 7/8, we have to subtract 5/8. So we get what? 2/8. So we know 1/8, that is equal to what? 90 square meters. So 2/8 means what? 90 into 2. So that means 180 square meters. The answer is 180 square meters. So there's another way of getting the answer regarding the third part. Right? So in the question, it says that the amount of land has been cultivated, cultivated only cloves, that is 1/4. So we know the total amount of land now. That is 720 square meters. So we have to calculate 1/4 of this. 4 times 1, 4 times 1, and for 32, 4 times 8. So 800 into 1, we get 180. 180 square meters. So that is another way of getting the same answer. Right, exercise 3.1, under that question number 8. A piece of wire was cut into 3 equal parts. One of the 3 parts was cut again into 4 equal pieces. So under that part 1, what is the fraction of the length of the whole piece of wire is the length of one small piece? Here we don't know the length, no. So it has been divided into 3 equal parts. When the wire has been divided into 3 equal parts, what is the length of that one part? 1/3. මොකද මේකේ තියෙන කම්බියක් තියෙනවා සමාන කැලි 3කට බෙදුවොත් එහෙම මීටරයක් කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. සමාන කැලි 3කට බෙදුවොත් එහෙම මීටරෙන් 3න් එකයි තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ මොකද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? It has been divided that one small piece. මේ 3න් එකක් ආපහු මොකද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? It has been divided into 4 equal parts. So what do we have to do? We have to divide this by 4. So we know 1/3, that means what? Multiplied by what? Reciprocal of 4, which is what? 1/4. So what will it be? 1/12. Make the answer. Right? So the answer is 1/12. Okay, second part. Illustrate the above division of the wire by a figure and compare the answer you obtain with the answer in part 1 above. Right. එතකොට ඒක ඇදලා ගන්න ඕන. එතකොට මම ඒක මෙතන අදින්න යන්නේ. So we will go to the next part. Right? Which will be the third part. If a small piece of wire is 70 centimeters in length, find the length of the whole wire. That means what? එතන කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? මෙන්න මෙයා ගැනීම නෙමෙයි. Right? That means in the first part of the question, they are saying the whole wire has been divided into 3 equal parts now. So this 70 centimeters is not that one part, but this part, 1/12. So 1/12 is equal to what? 70 centimeters. Then what will be the total length? 70. You have to multiply that by 12, no? Right? Okay, so what will be the value? 840 centimeters. Right, exercise 3.2. Under that, question number 1. Mr. Austin, who works in an office in the city, spends 2/5 of his salary on food and sends 2/3 of the remaining amount to his wife. 2/5 goes to the food, then 2/3 of the remaining that goes to the wife. This is remaining amount. From the remaining amount of 2/5. Okay, so what is the first part? What fraction of his salary remains after he has spent for his food? Right? So from 5/5, we have to subtract 2/5. So this is 3/5. So even we don't have to do this calculation, right? We can directly come up with the fraction which is 3/5. Part 2, what fraction of his salary does he send his wife from the remaining amount? that is 3/5. From that, he sends how much? As a fraction, 2/3, right? So he sends 2/5, right? 2/5. Okay, so the third part. What fraction of his salary is left over after these expenses are made? Right. So 2/5 of his salary that is spent for food. Then from the remaining amount he sends to the wife a 2/3. So that is 2/5 again from his total salary. So we have to add that amount also. So we get what? 4/5. They are asking us what is the remaining amount. What is the remaining amount? 1/5, no? 1/5. Right. Second question. From a certain amount of money, half was given to A, 1/3 of the remaining amount was given to B, and the rest was given to C. So half that is given to A. From the remaining amount, or we will say remainder, from the remainder, 1/3 was given to whom? B. And the rest was given to C. Right? So the rest that is given to C. Right? So under that part 1, find the fraction that C received from the amount that was distributed. Right? So half that was given to A. So what is the amount that B received? From the remaining amount, when half was given to A, the remaining amount is what? Again half, no? From that amount, 1/3. So this is what? 1/6. Right? So B received 1/6. So what is the total amount that A and B received as a fraction? We have to add these two fractions, no? So 1/2, to that we add 1/6. So we will do the shorter method. Cross multiply in this way. So 1 times 6, that is 6. Now cross multiply in this way. 2 times 1, that is 2. So here we need to do an addition. No? So 6 plus 2. Then what is the denominator? 2 times 6, that is 12. So here we get what? 8/12. So we can further simplify this as what? 2/3. So the amount that received from both A and B as a fraction is what? 2/3. Then what is the amount that was received by C? 1/3, no? 1/3. ඇයි Aටයි Bටයි දෙන්නටම තුනෙන් දෙකක් හම්බුණා නම් ඉතිරි වෙන්න ඕන තුනෙන් එකක් නේ. ඒක යන්නේ කාටද? Cට. 2/3 plus 1/3, that is equal to what? 3/3. The whole. සම්පූර්ණ එකක්. So the second part of the question, if instead of dividing the amount in the above manner, it was divided equally between the three, show that the amount that B would receive is twice the amount that he received initially. Right, so now the amount has been divided into 3 equal parts now. That means what? A received 1/3, B received 1/3, and C also received 1/3. So previously, what is the amount that B received? Previously, B received what? 1/6, no? This is previously, yeah? So we need to prove now, that means this amount, that B received, which is 1/3, is twice the amount which he received or which B received previously. So what do we need to do? Take 1/6 and multiply it by 2. So 2 times 1, 2 times 3. So we get what? 1/3 as the answer. So that is correct. Right? So the statement is true. Okay? If we take 1/6 and multiply it by 2, we get what? 1/3. දෙගුණයක් උනා කියන අදහස මෙතන තියෙනවා. Right. Third part. If C received 1,000 rupees through the initial distribution, find the total amount that was distributed among the three. Right. So initially, C received 1/3 as a fraction. So 1/3, that is equal to what? 1,000 rupees. 1/3, that is equal to 1,000 rupees. Then what is the total amount? 1,000. We have to multiply that by 3, no? So 3,000 rupees. So the amount is rupees 3,000. it has been decided to allocate 2/3 of the floor area of a certain hall for classrooms, 2/3 of the remaining portion for an office, and the rest of the floor area, which is 200 square meters, for the library. Right. So we will write those things. 2/3, that is for what? Classrooms, classes. Then another 2/3 from the remainder. So I'll simply put an R here. Right? From the remaining amount, 2/3. Or from the remainder, 2/3. So that is for an office. Right? So the rest of the area, that is what? 200 square meters, make a cart of it. Library. Part 1. What fraction of the whole area has been allocated for the office? Right, that means here. So 2/3 have been allocated to classes. No? So from the remaining amount, මෙයාගෙන් 3 දෙකක් ගියම remaining amount එක වෙන්නේ කොච්චරද? 3 එකයිනේ. From 1/3, another 2/3 need to be located for the office. So 1/3, this is the remaining amount, right? So 2/3. So what will be it? 2 times 1, that is 2. 3 times 3, that is 9. So this is the amount from the whole area is allocated for the office, right? So 2/9, that is the answer. දැන් මේ මෙතන පොඩ්ඩක් මෙන්න මෙතන 2/3 තියෙනවා, මෙතන 2/3 තියෙනවා. එක පැටලෙයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. මෙතන වෙන්නේ මෙහෙම දෙයක්. දැන් මුලින්ම classroom එකෙන් 3න් 2ක් තියෙන මුළු floor area එකෙන් 3න් 2ක් යනවානේ classes වලට. So from the remaining amount, what is the remaining amount? So from the whole floor area, 2/3 have been allocated for the classes. එහෙනම් කොච්චරක් ඉතිරි වෙනවද? We have to do the subtraction, no? So what will this be? 3/3 minus 2/3. මොකද්ද මේක simplify කරපුවම එන්නේ අපිට? 1/3. මෙතන 3න් 1යි. So from this amount we have to allocate the floor space for the office. So from the remainder again we have to take 2/3. ඒක තමයි මෙතන මේ තියෙන්නේ. Then part 2. What fraction of the whole area has been allocated for the library? So 2/3. So this has been allocated for classes, right? So what do? We convert 2/3 into a fraction where the denominator is 9. So 2/3, I will multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So we will get 6/9. So this amount of space is what? For classes. So you can see that 2/3 and 6/9 are what? Equivalent fractions. That means instead of this, I can use this fraction. Right. So for the office, we know what is the amount as a fraction? 2/9. Right? So if we add these two together, what will we get? 8/9. එතකොට classes වලටයි office වලටයි ගිහිලා තියෙනවා මෙච්චරක් ඉඩ. එහෙනම් ඉතිරි ටික ඔක්කොම library එකට යනවා කියලා තියෙනවා. හරි? එහෙනම් ඒක කොච්චරක්ද? 1/9. 1/9. Right. So the third part, find the floor area of the hall. So we need to calculate the whole floor area. We know from the from the previous part, 1/9. That is what? Or 1/9. So this is the amount of floor area which is reserved for the library. So we know this is equal to what? 200 square meters. So 1/9 is 200 square meters. What is the whole amount? 200. We have to multiply that by 9. So we get what? 1800 square meters. So that is the answer. Right. So this is the answer. Right. Part 4. What do we have? Find separately the floor area that is allocated for the classrooms and the office. Right. So the total area we know. So from that 6/9. So this much is reserved for the classrooms. So 9 times 1, 9 times 200. 200 into 6, we get what? 1200 square centimeters. So these are for the classrooms. I will simply put classes. The total amount is 1800 square meters. From that, 2 nines. Those are for the office. So 9 times 1, 9 times 200. 200 into 2, we get what? 400 square meters. 400 square meters. Of the amount that Anil spent on a trip, 4 by 7 or 4 sevens was spent on food and 2/3 of the remaining amount on travelling. If 800 rupees was spent on other expenses, find how much Anil spent in total on the trip. Right. So we will jot the figures, right? So 4 sevens. So this much was spent for food. Then 2/3 of the remaining amount, I'll simply put an R, of the remaining amount, 2/3 was spent on what? Traveling. And 800 rupees, other expenses. Find how much Anil spent in total on the trip. 4 by 7, that amount, that is for food, no? So we will calculate as a fraction, what is the amount that was spent for traveling as a fraction. So the remaining amount is what? If 4 sevens were spent on food, 3 sevens, no? So from this amount, 2/3 were for traveling. This amount, that is for traveling, no? Now what is the total amount for food and traveling as a fraction? 4 by 7, we have to add the 2 by 7, no? So 4 by 7, we have to add 2 by 7. So we get what? 6 by 7. What is the amount? What is the remaining amount? 1 by 7, no? So 1 by 7, we can assume that is equal to what? 800 rupees. නේ ඇයි ගානේ කියනවනේ මේ මෙන්න මේ දෙක ඔක්කොම කරලා අන්තිමට ඉතුරු වෙන ටික ගියේ මොකේද? Expenses වලට. Right? So we can easily say 1 by 7 that is equal to what? 800 rupees. Then what is the total amount? 800, we have to multiply that by 7. So what do we get? 5600. So what is the amount in rupees? 5600 rupees. Don't forget the unit, otherwise you won't be getting the full marks. Right, question number 5. Saroja read 1/3 of a book she borrowed from the library on the first day. So 1/3 on the first day. On the second day, she was only able to read half of the remaining portion. Half of the remaining portion. Huh? On the third day, she finished the book by reading the remaining 75 pages. Right? So 75 pages. So that is on the third day. How many pages were there in total in the book? So on the first day, we know she read 1/3 of the book. On the second day, what is the amount that she read as a fraction? First day she read 1/3, no? Then what is the remaining amount? 3 by 3 minus 1 by 3, no? So that is what? 2/3. From this amount, she read half. So 2 by 3, we have to multiply that by 1/2. So I can cancel out the 2's. So 1 by 3. That means what? On the first day, she read 1/3 of the book. And the second day, she read also another 1/3 of the book. So altogether, on the first and the second day, she read 2/3 of the book. First and the second day in total. Huh? So the remaining pages, on the third day, she read the full book, no? So the number of remaining pages were given, 75 pages. That means what? 1/3 is equal to 75 pages. That means what? What is the number of pages? 75, we have to multiply that by 3. 70 times 3, we get 210. 5 times 3, 15. When we add these together, we get what? 225. So 225 pages. Right. So now we will do the miscellaneous questions. Find the fraction suitable for the blank space. Right. So this is the gap, no? The space, right? So we will put a letter here. So we will put A here, right? So this is an equation, right? So what do? We will take this 3.5 to the other side. Okay? So this becomes what? 4 and a half minus 3 and a half. What about here? 1 and a half means what? If we convert that into improper fractions, that will be what? 3 by 2. So we have to multiply that by a. That means what? 3a divided by 2. Right? So 3a divided by 2, that is equal to what? 4 and a half minus 3 and a half, that means what? 1. Now 3a is equal to what? 1 times 2, which is 2. Right? Now a is what? 2 divided by 3 or 2 by 3. Second question, we will write this, the same expression in another way. Right? We will simplify these expressions. Why? The expressions are inside brackets now. Right? So we can do the simplification. Okay. So we will, first of all, we will do this. So 2 and a half, I am going to add 1 and 2 by 3. Right? So 2 and a half means what? And also we can use the short method here. We know that 2 and a half, we can break this into what? 2 plus half. And in the same manner, we can break 1 and 2 by 3 into what? 1 plus 2 by 3. Right? This means what? 2 plus half plus 1 plus 2 by 3. So since I am running out of space to write, right, I will just erase and do the simplification. Now. So 2 plus 1, what will that be? 3, no? Right. So I will write a 3 here. 3. Then to that we have to add a half and 2 by 3. So we can do the short method here to add the two fractions. Right? So 1 by 2, to that we add 2 by 3. Right? So we will do the cross multiplication method. 1 times 3, that is 3. Now on this way, 2 times 2, that is what? 4. So we are adding, that is why we put a plus here. 2 times 3, what is that? 6. So here we have 7 by 6. Right? So when we do this simplification, this becomes what? 3 plus 7 by 6. But we know 7 by 6 means what? When we simplify it as a mixed number, 1 and 1 by 6. Right? So this becomes what? 3 plus 1 and 1 by 6. And also I can break this into what? 1 plus 1 by 6. So 1 plus 1 by 6. So I can simplify the entire thing into what? 4 and 1 by 6. Right. So we know when we simplify this bracket, so we will write it. This becomes what? 4 and 1 by 6. Right. Now what do we do? We will erase that and we will simplify this bracket. Okay. Right. So first of all, we will convert this into what? We will convert this into improper fractions. So it will be what? 6 by 5. Divide by 4 by 15 plus half. Right? So here we can do the simplification. So we have to write what? This is a division, no? So we will convert it into what? A multiplication. Then we have to write the reciprocal of this, which will be what? 15 by 4. 5 times 1, 5 times 3. 2 times 3, 2 times 2. So 3 times 3, that is 9. 1 times 2, that is 2. So here what will we get? 9 by 2. 9 by 2 plus 1 by 2 or 1 half. What is that? Denominators are same. So we get what? 10 by 2. 10 by 2. What does that mean? 5. So when we simplify this part, we get what? 5. Now 4 by 5 of, within brackets, what do we have? 4 and 1 by 6. Right? And we have to divide by what? 5. And before we go any further, we have to simplify this. So this becomes what? 4 and 1 by 6. When we convert this mixed number into what? Into an improper fraction, what happens? The denominator will be the same. 6 times 4, that is 24. Add the 1, this becomes what? 25. Right? So I can write 25 by 6 here. 25 by 6. And this off, I will replace it by what? Using a multiplication symbol. So now the BODMAS. So we have to start from the left and work our way to the right. Why? We have a multiplication and a division. So they have the same priority. So we start from the left. So when we multiply, we can do some simplifications. 2 times 2, then 2 times 3, 5 times 1, 5 times 5. Then what will the output of this? 2 times 5 we get 10, 1 times 3 we get 3. So here the output will be what? 10 by 3, no? 10 by 3. So 10 by 3 we have to divide by 5. So I will put it like this. Multiplication by what? 1 by 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 2. So here the outcome is what? 2 by 3. So for this question, the answer is 2 by 3. Right, miscellaneous questions. Question number 3. A, B and C are 3 owners of a business. The profit from the business was divided between the 3 of them based on the amount they each invested. A received 2/7 of the profit. Right. So A received 2/7 of the profit. Right. Then B received twice the amount that A received. That means what? 2 by 7, we have to multiply that by 2. So this becomes what? 4 by 7. Then C received what? Remaining portion. So according to this, it will be 1 by 7. If the total amount that A and B received together is 72,000, find the profit from the business. When we combine the profits of A and B, that means what? 2 by 7 and 4 by 7, it is what? 6 by 7. And in the question, it is mentioned that that is equal to what? If the total amount that A and B received together is 72,000 rupees. So this is equal to what? 72,000 rupees. So what are they asking? Find the profit from the business. So from this we can calculate what is the amount equal to 1/7. So what is that? 72,000 we have to divide by 6. Why? 6/7 is equal to 72,000. No? So in order to calculate 1/7 of it, 72,000 we have to divide by 6. So 6 times 1 and 6 times 12. So 1/7 is 12,000. Then what will be the total value? 12,000. I have to multiply that by 7. Then what will I get? 84,000. So 84,000 rupees. So that is the answer. Right, miscellaneous exercises. Question number 4. An election was held between 2 persons to select a representative to a certain institution. All the voters who were registered cast their votes. The winner received 7 by 12 of the votes and won by a majority of 120 votes. So under that we have 3 questions. So the first one, what fraction of the total votes did the person who lost receive? So here it is mentioned that all the voters who registered cast their votes. So the person who won received 7 by 12 votes, no? Then the person who lost received what? 5 by 12 votes, no? Right? Why? 7 by 12, when we add 5 by 12 to that, it sums up to 12 by 12 or a whole one. Right? So this will be the answer, or we can get the same answer by subtracting 7 by 12 from 1. So this will be what? 12 by 12 minus 7 by 12. So the answer will be what? 5 by 12. Right? How many registered voters were there? The majority, that is what? Madipura Chandra. Majority, that is what? 120 votes, no? That means what? So the winner, he got what? The amount of votes as a fraction, 7 by 12. The person who lost got 12 by 7. This is a majority, no? That means what? That is the difference between the amount of votes the winner got and the person who lost got. So when we subtract these two fractions, this is equal to what? 2 by 12. So 2 by 12 means what? This is equal to 120 volts. Right? So if something has been divided into 12 parts, which all are equal parts, or in another sense, if something has been divided into 12 equal parts, and if we take 2 parts of it, and that is equal to 120, what is one part? 120 divided by 2. So we get what? 60. That means what? 1/12 is equal to 60. That means what is the total amount of votes? What do we have to do? 60. We have to multiply that by 12. So the answer will be what? 720. Right. Third part. Find the number of votes the winner received. The winner got what? The number of votes as a fraction? 7 by 12, no? So we know the total amount of votes, which is what? 720. So we have to take this fraction from this amount. So 12 times 1, 12 times what? 60. So 7 into 60, that is what? 420. So this is the answer.